Hello dear children. Today I came up with a new topic which is very important to all 6th to 10th students, that is respiration in organisms. My dear students, where do we get energy? We get energy from the food, right? But it won't be sufficient. So along with that we need to take oxygen also. Let us see the contents. So, respiration and types, respiration in different organisms, human respiratory system, breathing mechanism. Let us see what is respiration. Respiration is the process that all the living things go through to create the energy they need to live. It happens in all the cells. So, it is called cellular respiration. It involves taking in oxygen into the cells, using it for releasing energy in the form of ATP, called adenosine triphosphate, which is called energy currency of the cells. There are two types of respiration. Let us see. One is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, we can see this oxygen is utilized for the respiration process to release energy. That is called aerobic respiration. So, the end products of the aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide and water. It happens in mostly plants and animals. Now, whereas anaerobic respiration, it is the process of breakdown of food in the absence of oxygen. That means even though oxygen is there, these organisms won't utilize it. So, and end products are lactic acid or carbon dioxide and alcohol. The best examples for the anaerobic respiration are yeast, bacteria and human muscles also. Children, let us see now what is the cause of muscle cramps? We sometimes get muscle cramps, right? If we walk, if we do more exercises, if we play a lot, if we jump, if we run. So, the cramps occur when muscle cells respire anaerobically to fulfill the immediate demand of energy. The partial breakdown of glucose product is lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid in our body causes muscle cramps. Generally what happens? So during aerobic respiration, so what will form? Carbon dioxide, right? So instead of that, in anaerobic respiration, lactic acid is producing. So that gives muscle cramp. Cramp means pain. So this happens because of the heavy exercise and the supply of oxygen to the body circulation is far less than the demand. So, how do we get relief cramps? So, if we take hot water bath or massage, improves the circulation of the blood. As a result, the supply of oxygen to the muscles increases, and the increase in the supply of oxygen results in the complete breakdown of lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. Now, children, do you know how the bread fermentation, that means baking of bread, and this breweries like wine and beer prepares, and the principle of anaerobic respiration? As you can see the slides, so yeast cells are telling no oxygen, no problem. So here, even though oxygen is there, they don't utilize it. They undergo anaerobic respiration. Very little energy is released in this process. Some single cell organisms like yeast undergo this process, and during this process they yield. That means they produce alcohol respectively. So, they are also called anaerobes because they get energy through the anaerobic respiration. Now, we will see organisms undergoes different types of respiration and they do have different organs. Let us see about this. First, cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration means With the help of the moist skin, they breathe. Organisms like earthworm, frog, so they undergo cutaneous respiration. How? Because due to the moist skin, they and sticky skin, whatever the oxygen is present around them, so that is dissolves in the skin and that is absorbed by the skin. That's why earthworms always bury under the soil. Now what about the frog? Frog, of course, it undergoes cutaneous respiration, but also it can breathe with the help of the buccal cavity, and it also have the lungs as a respiratory organs. Even the frog skin also moist. It can also bury under the soil. Now, respiration in cockroaches. Cockroaches have network of air tubes called trachea. So, for the movement of gas in the body, small openings on the sides of an insect are called spiracles. As you can see the yellow mark in this slide, that is called spiracle. Spiracles and trachea make a network called the tracheal system. So, oxygen-rich air rushes through spiracles into the tracheal tubes, diffuses into the body tissue, and reaches to each and every cell of the body. In this way, they undergo respiration process. Now, we will see respiration in fishes. Everyone knows about this. So, fishes respire through gills. So, they breathe under the water with the help of a special structures. Gills are projections of the skin. Gills are well supplied with the blood vessels for exchanging of dissolved oxygen and carbon dioxide gases that are present in the water. Now, let us see about the respiration process in plants. Respiration in plants occurs all day and night, unlike photosynthesis. Do you know, children? So, photosynthesis occurs only in daytime, whereas respiration all the day. So, plants do not have the system to transport gases throughout their bodies. Therefore, each part needs to exchange gases as per their requirement. The leaf surface has some temporary openings called stomata. You know stomata well, right? So, they generally open during the day and close down at night. Apart from gas exchange, they are responsible for the transpiration too. Loss of water is called transpiration, right? Now, if you notice, the stems of some plants have small cuts or openings on their barks. You might have seen this picture, especially brown colored trunk picture. These are permanent openings called lenticels. So, gas exchanges will be done with the help of the lenticels. And roots also plays an important role in the respiration process. Now, let us see human respiratory system. My dear children, human respiratory system is very important and we need to know about ourselves. The human respiratory system consists of a pair of lungs located in the chest cavity and passes through the nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx, trachea, bronchi and bronchioles, and ending to the alveoli. So, the thoracic or chest cavity is enclosed by ribs with the rib muscles on the sides and the diaphragm on the lower side. Normally, we take in air through our nostrils. When we inhale air, it passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. The air around us has a germ, smoke, dust, pollen, right? So, for the trapping of those dust particles, we do have small, fine hair-like structures in the nasal cavity and this slimy layer of mucus also. Let us see once again. Nostrils, nasal cavity, larynx, that is windpipe. Next it divides into bronchioles, that is a bronchus and bronchioles. Bronchioles are branched like structures, as you can see, and at the end of the bronchioles we can see this, especially the alveoli, spongy like structures, which are spongy and bubble like structures, as you can see in the slide. Those are called alveoli, in which exchange of gases taken place in this place especially. So these alveoli have a blood capillaries. Now we will discuss about breathing mechanism. Breathing mechanism, two phases are there. One is inhalation, that means inspiration. Now next one is exhalation, expiration. During inhalation, the thoracic cavity expands when the diaphragm and rib muscles contract. The thoracic move upwards and outwards. That means chest cavity and rib cage moves upwards and outwards, increase the volume inside the thoracic cavity. So which leads to the space for the lungs. So the air rushes inside the lungs and they swollen up. So in the meantime, the diaphragm moves down, as you can see the arrow mark. This is an active phase. Inhalation is an active phase. If we come to exhalation process, is a passive phase. During exhalation, an exchange of gases between the alveolar sacs. Now you have seen that fluffy like structures, and blood occurs. Air with the carbon dioxide collected from the body organs enters into the alveoli. The thoracic cavity comes back to original size and the diaphragm muscles get relaxed. That means they come to original position. You can see the arrow mark of diaphragm. So due to the pressure, the air in the lungs squeezes out and the carbon dioxide will be sent out. Children, oxygen diffuses from the alveolar air to the blood and carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood to the alveoli, and gases exchanges will be taken place inside the alveoli. So the remaining parts conducting the air back and forth. So this how the breathing process and exchange of gases is taken place in the respiratory system. I hope you got a clear picture of respiratory organs and the process of breathing, inhalation and exhalation. Thank you. Have a great day.